Hello, welcome to week 4. This week it's going to be a longer episode, a few more some new segments, and an old one comes back. But anyway, we're going to get jumping straight with the news. So this is good news. TNA has signed another 2-year deal with Spike TV, which will allow them a second 2-hour show on a weekly basis, which is good news for TNA to get their product around the world on a weekly basis to a lot more people. The bad news. Chief Jay Strongbow passed away. Now I know this news broke last week, but obviously we'd already started filming last week's episode when it came ahead, so obviously our prayers go out to his family, and obviously it's a loss to the wrestling world. The the ugly news, shall I say, WWE stock is down from $8.58 to $8.12, which is only like 40 odd cents. But you're seeing as WWE had their worst, year last year, obviously it could lead to something worse. Whatever, that was the news for this week. I'm going to pass you over to Scott as he speaks Future Endeavoured.
Wrestling. Now it's time for the Future Endeavoured board. I'm going to start with Jimmy and Jey Uso. They won on SmackDown this Tuesday, which was live. So with the Future Endeavours coming up, I can't see them getting released anytime soon, which is a good thing because I think WWE need legitimate tag teams. But Heath Slater, someone which I'm not good on, I think he's going to get released. People say he's going to come up in an upcoming segment with Flo Rida, but after that I think he'll get released. There's nowhere for him to go and work with the WWE. But now anyway, I'm done for this week's Future Endeavoured. It's now time for Aaron to...
So this week's had a lot to live up to, with obviously having Brock Lesnar return last week. So obviously I've got 2 good points, 1 bad point. Now talking about Brock Lesnar, he's one of my good points this week. He came out, started talking about legitimacy in wrestling. Out comes Cena. Oh, looking for a promo. No. Cena slaps Lesnar. Lesnar takes down Cena, and they brawl. Every superstar nearly came out to split them up. And we're not talking about all these mid-carders. We're talking about superstars like Sheamus, Bryan, Miz, Del Rio was out there. And obviously Brock got a legitimate shot on Cena and busted his mouth open. And we saw blood on live TV, which was great. Second good point. Jericho and Punk, sorry. The promos aren't exactly going the way I thought they'd go, but obviously they are leading to something, and I do want to see another match between them. But I think this whole alcoholic, tipping beer down Punk's face, that can't last too many weeks. They're going to have to change up a little bit. My bad point, Lord Tensai, still. Don't like it. Everyone knows he's Albert. We've had an Albert chant this week, and there was even reports of people with Albert signs get the signs took off him at the live show. Now it's a free will. We're allowed to say whatever we want on signs. We didn't say anything offensive. They just said Albert. It's bad. No, drop the Lord Tensai thing, please. We beg of you. For everyone at R&R Wrestling, we beg of you, drop it. Anyway, so let's now back over to Scott to see who made an impact.
Alright guys, welcome back to R&R. Now it's time for the Impact Wrestling segment, and we're officially on the road to Lockdown, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, and I can't wait. So we're just going to get the bad out of the way then quick. Jeff Hardy, I thought the promo was pointless. 30 seconds to explain his and Angle's feud. Just show it in a video please. There's no need for the promo, it's pointless. I'm going to jump in with the wedding. I thought it was fun. I'm not really a big fan of wrestling weddings and stuff like that, but ODB and Eric Young, I thought they made the wedding fun. They had Mexican and American coming down, trying to tempt Eric Young out the cage and stuff, but I thought it was built really done, and it was great fun. Now, Robert Roode, James Storm, oh my god, I can't wait. I was on the edge of my seat with that promo. Oh my god, I was just like, somebody hit someone, please. I can't wait for Lockdown on Sunday, I really can't, I really can't. But anyway, that's me done for Impact Wrestling. It's Aaron's turn to lay the SmackDown.
SmackDown. Now this week's SmackDown was the Super SmackDown Live, blast from the past. What a ball. Okay, it wasn't obviously a bad episode, but being blast from the past, I thought, old set, old opening video, no. Just a bunch of people getting a day release from the old folks home. Anyway, I got some good points and some bad points. The bad point, I saw Jim Duggan going over Hunico in that match. Pointless. You shouldn't have had an old guy who's got a limited moveset as it was go over Hunico, who's probably one of the best high flyers you've got. Put Hunico in a match. Against another mid-card talent, just get someone on TV. Now the good points, Tyson Kidd. Now yes, Tyson Kidd did lose to the Usos, but Tyson Kidd was on SmackDown. Now this is a guy I'm a big fan of. Anyone who watches NXT has seen obviously the great feud he has with Michael McGillicuddy. Hopefully we can bring that to SmackDown one day. Now my other good point, Ryback. Oh my fucking god. He went over some God knows who, but with the most vicious clothesline I've ever seen. Probably one of the better squash matches I've seen in a while. Obviously he's got so much in the future, and obviously I hope he gets a mid-card title run. Hopefully something bigger hopefully in the near future. But anyway, we're going to take you to a new segment now that we call Lists. So this is List. Basically, me and Scott are both going to count down our top 5 things every couple of weeks. This one was easier, top 5 matches, but we did it under certain rules. The rules are, Scott can't pick a match before 92, I can't pick a match before 93, because that's when we both started watching wrestling. So I'm going to pass it up to Scott with his number 5.
Alright, thanks Aaron. My number 5 is going to be AEW versus Triple X, TNA Victory Road 2004. I thought this match was amazing. It was in a cage, and it's what really got me into TNA. And I love this match just purely because of Elixir Skipper hovering around off the top of the cage. It was a great match overall, and it's one recommended for new coming TNA fans.
My number 5, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10 in a ladder match. Now the WrestleMania 10 was the first event I saw live, and obviously I'll never forget that match just for the difference of what I'd seen before.
My number 4 is going to be TLC at WrestleMania 17. This was Dudley Boyz versus Edge and Christian, and the Hardy Boys, and Edge and Christian won this match. It was a great match overall, and it's what really set off WWE with TLC matches.
My number 4 is Triple H versus The Rock in a ladder match at SummerSlam 98. Now, we've seen the usual build up to every match, but this one involved blood and obviously 5-on-1 beatdown, and I never thought I'd see a ladder match ever again. So happily I did. That's why it's my number 4.
My number 3 is going to be John Cena versus RVD, ECW One Night Stand 2, New York City Hammerstein Ballroom. I thought this match was great because of the ECW fans with the fuck you Cena. Cena wins, we're gonna riot. RVD went over, which I think was the sensible thing, because I do actually think it was going to be a riot, and it's recommended for fans of all hardcore wrestling and stuff.
My number 3 is AJ Styles, Peter Williams, Chris Sabin, Ultimate X, Final Resolution 2005. Now, the one thing I'll never forget from this match was the bump that AJ took. I think it was Chris Sabin who did a springboard dropkick onto Styles while he was dangling from the X, and the way he landed, I'll never forget. My
number 2 is going to be Undertaker versus Mick Foley. King of the Ring 98, and I thought it was a really good match with Foley going off the top of the Hell in a Cell through the announce table and stuff. I thought this match should have been stopped myself, but to be fair to Foley, and to give props to Foley, he carried on with this match and made it into one of the best hardcore matches of all time in the WWE.
My number 2 is Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12. Now I was only 6 at the time, and I never thought I'd enjoy a match that lasted 1 hour. But I thought, oh no, a couple of pins here and there, it'll be close. No, one fault ended it. Great match, great night. Thankfully, Shawn Michaels finally got the world title, which I was a fan of at the time.
Right, we're down to number 1. My number 1's going to be AJ versus Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels, TNA Unbreakable 2005. I thought this match was amazing, and again, I would recommend it to all newcomers of TNA wrestling. It's one of the greatest matches in the TNA history, if not the greatest, and that's why it's number 1 on my top.
My number 1, HBK, Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. Now, I know obviously Undertaker faces someone at WrestleMania every year, and you think, oh, you know he's going to win. For the first time ever, I thought Shawn Michaels was actually going to end the streak. I know they did the rematch at 26, but that match will never come close to the one at 25. That's one of my favourite matches of all time. Well, anyway, that was our list. We'll return again in about 3 weeks. Something different. Hopefully, you'll leave a comment and let us know what you want us to talk about. I'm going to pass you over to Scott now, as he does the lockdown lineup.
Hi guys, welcome back to Rant and Rave Wrestling, and I'm going to take you through a part of the show we call Lineup. This Sunday, TNA's got a pay-per-view called Lockdown, the second biggest pay-per-view in TNA after Bound for Glory. So let's go for the card. First up, we've got Robbie E versus D1 for the TNA TV title match. I can see D1 winning this, as Robbie E was the former champion, and it's just a rematch for his old title, so D1's going to win. Next up, we've got Matt Morgan versus Crimson. Sorry, Matt Morgan, you're going to lose. Crimson ain't going to lose his undefeated streak, even though it's not a big undefeated streak like Goldberg or whatever. It's still an undefeated streak, and it's not going to lose against Matt Morgan. Next, we got Gail Kim versus Velvet Sky for the Knockouts title. Velvet Sky won on Impact this Thursday, and I can see Gail Kim going over Velvet Sky. After that, we got Joe Magnus versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Motor City Machine Guns returned to a great ovation and stuff like that, and it was pretty good build up on Impact this Thursday, and I can see Joe Magnus retaining the titles and them going into a big feud, best of 3 series sometime on Impact Wrestling. After that, we got Hardy versus Angle. This is not a match I'm looking forward to. I'm a fan of Hardy and Angle, but the way they are, the careers at the moment, the way the bodies are and stuff like that, the way they promise to take the spots and jump off the cage and whatever, I'm not looking forward to, but it should be a good match. Next, we got Lethal Lockdown, Garrett Bischoff versus Eric Bischoff. Right, to have Garrett Bischoff in a co-main event of Lockdown, I don't understand what you're doing, TNA. It'd be good to see people like Austin Aries, Bully Ray, Daniels, AJ, Kaz, like that in the cage, but Garrett Bischoff, come on. And main event, we got Storm versus Robert Roode for the TNA World title. This is a great match. It's been built up for the last 3-4 months now, since the beer bottle shot heard around the world, and it's been greatly built, and it's a match I'm really looking forward to. I can't wait. I was on the edge of my seat at the end of Impact, the face off. Oh, I really can't wait. But anyway, make sure you follow us all on Twitter. My co-host at The Sheldon, myself at Scott TNA Neald, our camerawoman at Stephanie Said KM, and our producer at Deco34. I can't wait for Lockdown. It's this Sunday, followed up by Monday Night Raw. That's us for Rant the Rave Wrestling. We shall.
During the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.